everyone, and welcome to another episode of Secret and Girly. Today I'm going to talk stats. Now, I love a bit of number counting and things like that. So what I've done is I've looked back over everything I made in 2023. I've added it up, I've broken it into groups. So if you love a bit of like stats and counting and reviewing, this is the episode for you. I know there's been a great trend of tier ranking, which I might try and do in this episode or another episode as well. And I will share some pictures. So if you are a subscriber and you've seen my previous review ones, they were much more sort of like a heartfelt, thinking things through. This is much more a stats. And I love a bit of that. If you want to know what I'm wearing, I have on my Mile End sweatshirt. I'll stand up a minute so you can see the cuffing and then the yoke, and I love the way you can play and look at the way that comes round. It's a great way to use up remnants and to play with colour blocking and things, and I'm enjoying my earrings today as well. So I think it might be a glasses on kind of day. So I've got these glasses today. I was looking for my rainbow ones and I couldn't find them. Right, let's have a look. So I trawled back through everything I made in 2023 and I broke it down, and I will do some visuals, into categories. So I literally wrote a list, which is here, and it went over onto another page. If, like me, you love your highlighters, I have my rainbow highlighters. Who doesn't love a bit of stationery? Look at that. So I took out my highlighters and I colour coded everything and counted everything up. So let's start with, first of all, now this is not a brag, this is just a reality and a review, and I have spoken before about trying to be conscious of not being a fast fashion sewer but thinking about what I sew. And also the other caveat, I'm realising the light's getting in my glasses, I'll take it off a minute. The other caveat being that I am transitioning my wardrobe from a wardrobe of someone who used to go out and have a front-facing job every day as a head teacher to someone who works from home / goes into the office and has a lot more like downtime to wear things. So I've had a big cull. I keep selling and giving away and everything a lot of my previous wardrobe because it's not serving me now. So some of my makes are to replace the gaps as opposed to just making for make's sake. So I just want to say that because that was a big thing about 2023, was helping me, and into 2024, create a wardrobe that works for me rather than the wardrobe I had before. So stat number one is I made, and this includes things for others, 119 items. And I first of all broke them down into categories, and then there's the overlap. So if we start with the categories, so I had jackets, dresses, tops, trousers, skirts and jumpsuits. So that's how I sort of broke everything down, and most things apart from the for others, there's the for others section, and then I've got the overlap section of the co-ords and the comfies. So if we start with refashions, so this is things that I refashioned in 2023. I did 13 refashions. Hopefully scrolling up here will be something to show you those. So 13 items of the 119 were refashions. Now I feel I want to tell you percentage of makes. That sounds like a great thing. Why am I thinking of this whilst I'm telling you this? Here we go. So 13 of the 119 items. So that means 11% of my makes were refashions. That's quite good, isn't it? Next one is jackets. So when we think of a wardrobe, we don't need as many jackets. So we'd want a lower percentage of our wardrobe to be jackets. So looking at my wardrobe, I made 5 jackets. So let's get percentage of wardrobe that is. I do hope this maths adds up at the end. So that is 4% of my wardrobe was my wardrobe last year was jackets. That's, I think, a fair representation of jackets versus other things that we wear. Now I love a dress, so we would expect this number to be high, and I actually made, now this doesn't mean I wear everything of these, that we'll talk about separately. I made 36 dresses. So let's look at what percentage of my wardrobe that is. That is 30%. Now that's a fair representation, because I would say when I'm out and about in the world, even chilling at the weekend, going to cinema, etc., I will wear a dress. So I'm mostly to the office I wear a dress. I don't often wear trousers. So 30% of my wardrobe that I made was a dress. So I think that's a good portion of my actual wearing as well. Next thing was tops. Now I categorised all tops together because that's from blouses to t-shirts, etc., to jumpers, to like sleeveless ones. I felt like that was a better way to group it. I can, if you're keen, leave a message below. I could break it down into blouses and things and jumpers separately, but jumpers also came in the comfies. So 24 items of my Me Made wardrobe were tops, which constitutes 20%. Now, as I wear more dresses, that would make sense that I need less tops. I was surprised it was 12 less, but that covers everything. So something I need to think about, I think, for next year is maybe a few more tops. And then trousers. Now, trousers, quite interesting. When I looked at when they occurred, they mostly occurred towards late summer onwards. And that's because I've been really pushing myself to find my go-to trousers. I've definitely found a go-to summer pattern. I also included in the trousers shorts, which I actually only made one pair in 2023. I need to fix that for next year. And also included joggers in that as well. And also I definitely found one of my winter go-to trouser patterns now, which is brilliant. So I made 15 pairs of trousers, a lot less than skirts. So that's actually 13%. By the way, I am rounding, there's no decimals in here. So that's a lot less. So if you think I made 36 dresses and 15 pairs of trousers, and that includes all the comfies I wear at home and everything. So that I thought was quite low, but then I didn't find my go-to patterns earlier in the year. Skirts is surprisingly low at 7 skirts. Now for a whole year, that's not many. I have to say I do struggle a bit with skirts. It's all that business around the waist, because then you've got your skirt, your knicker and your tights and something tucked in. So I have to say dresses are much more my preference. And so if you lump trousers and skirts together, so I made 7 skirts, which is 6% of my wardrobe, 15 trousers, so that's 22 bottom half out items and 24 tops. So bottom half items is 19% and tops is 20%. So actually that's quite level, isn't it? And dresses was 30%. So then I made 3 jumpsuits. I categorised them separately because they're not a trouser, because well, you can wear top in them, but they're not a dress. So I did them separately for interest's sake, and that constituted 3% of my wardrobe, and I feel that will increase because a jumpsuit is a bit for me like a dress, but it's taken me a while to find a jumpsuit I like. So then for others, I made 12 items for others. So out of my 119 items, that's 10% of the items I made was for other people. I would love to up that, but it's finding people who want me to make things for them, you know. And now I'm going to do 2 categories that overlap each other, so they come from other ones. So category number 1 is co-ords. So in the co-ord you might have a skirt and a jumper, or a trouser and a top. So they have come up already, but I thought how much of what I wear has been made as a co-ord, because I love a co-ord, so I was really interested. So I've actually made 6 co-ords, and I thought that was quite an interesting number. And then how much of what I've made, trousers, jumpers, dresses, etc., would I count as comfies? So I included in this things like the Billy jumper dress, joggers, soft jumpers, a flannel skirt that I made. So I counted up what would I count, and remember I've only started really pushing myself. November, December of 2023 was the comfy era, as I'd like to call it. I know it's like we've gone from clean girl era to like mod wife era or something at the moment, I was reading. Well, this is when did I hit my comfies era? Well, that was latter end of the year, so I'd say the last sixth of the year. So that would mean that I've only sewn for a couple of months, apart from some trials earlier on. So actually I categorised 11 of my items as comfies, which would be 9%. Now I'm surprised by how low that is, because considering how much I work from home, I would have thought more. But because I think I only did it at the end, I think when I do this next year, that'll be much higher. If I go back over those comfies, I had some star joggers and a jumper, so that's 2. I had Nora cardigan, Stella joggers, Billy. I must have counted other few things, 3 other things. So yeah, I think it's not as much as I thought. Actually, that's the biggest stat that surprised me in this. So I will hold this up for you so you can see. I literally listed everything and then color coded it, and as you can see, some things have more than one color because their main color was that they were a trouser, but they also came under the co-ord and the comfy section, so that's why they've got more than one color. So why do this? What's the point of it? So what I would say is that generally my wardrobe reflects my wearing, in that I wear more dresses than skirts, so I sewed more dresses than skirts. I think that I should now count how many of these I do and don't wear regularly, because that would be quite interesting. So I need to remove from the 119 12 things made from others, so there's actually 107 items for myself. Let me go and count and I'll come back and tell you the reality of what I actually wear. I'm going to get another highlighter. So I've done it. I took another highlighter and I went through and I highlighted the things, and it was tricky because it's tricky right now in the winter for us in the Northern Hemisphere to think, what did I wear in the summer, particularly if I sewed it at the latter end of the summer. So I've probably erred on the side of harshness. There may well be things that I would wear next summer, but like for example my culottes and cami that match, I haven't put them down because I didn't really wear them and I want to give them a chance to be worn, but I need to kind of be a bit braver about that next year. And also I didn't want to make up the stats. So the reality is of what I wear right now, so of the 107 items that I sewed, I counted that I can recollect that I'm either wearing right now or did wear during the summer 50 of those 107 items. Well, that's 47% of my wardrobe that I've sewn. So 47% is not as high as I'd want it to be. So right now, let's go through the things that I didn't finish or failed at. And when I say failed, as in they didn't work for me. So the Joni was nope, that did not suit me. The top that I made that was a mustard top, I wear it sometimes to bed, but it didn't work for daytime. It lost its sort of oomph. I had an unfinished co-ord, which was Maya Sotis hack top, and a skirt which I made. I didn't finish it. Just looking what else. The 2 green t-shirts that I made, I should have tried harder with them. The vintage summer dress I've given away so someone else can, and when I call it vintage summer dress, it was made of a vintage sheet so that someone else can enjoy it. Zebra co-ord, I just needed to try a bit harder, I just didn't do it. Shorts, why didn't I count them? Should have been 51. Don't think it's going to change the math very much. I did wear those shorts quite a few times. Yeah, we're at 48% now. It's not a huge amount, is it? LED wrap dress, one I wore once and it annoyed me, so I'm worried about that. Summer skirt, I don't know why I didn't wear that, but then it's hard to know now until next summer, isn't it? Summer top, I didn't finish. I don't know how I feel about a cami. I think because since my breast reduction, I'm still getting used to what I can and can't comfortably wear, and I think that's where that comes from. I put down 2 summer dresses and now I can't remember what they are. The Donny shirts, I didn't finish them properly. That's why I didn't wear them. That's back to my non-finished girl era. Velvet skirt, I just didn't quite have the Christmas that I hoped to wear it. If anyone wants to invite me somewhere, I'd love to wear it. And the blouses, didn't put the buttons on. So they were part of my mission to finish things. Sorry, I'll take my glass off. The light is shining on them massively, isn't it? And the Seasons of East, Autumn in New York. I've not worn it because I don't like it. What are those summer dresses? I don't know, it'll come to me anyway. So if I look at things that have just didn't work for me, it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 were things that didn't work. So if we took those off the 107, we're at 99, because not everything I sew is going to work. So now if we did 51, 199, actually it was 52% of my wardrobe that I'm wearing, which is better, isn't it? But still some work to do there, I would say. Some of it I can't wear right now, it's the wrong time of year. So I am going to do this stat possibly mid-year and then at end of year, because I want to keep reviewing, and I'm going to might even include this into my seasonal review, because I've started sorting those by what I'm wearing and what I'm not wearing, and I think I might then start bringing the stats in. So I hope you enjoyed that. I've found this a really interesting exercise. So I literally scroll back through my phone for the whole year of photos, because I photograph things, even if I don't put them on Instagram, I do photograph them because I want a record and I don't want to forget. Some of you probably have like a sewing planner like that you put things in, so you could go back through that. I have thought about making myself a little scrapbook and printing out pictures. I love the idea of that, with like just afterwards and things. But for me right now, just taking a photo works. So I was able to scroll back and go through. What would I say were the biggest highlights of finding this out? Finding out that I kind of sew what I wear in terms of the predominance. I think next time when I do it, I need to immediately put onto a separate list like toiles that didn't work, because the Joni dress, for example, has gone into this count, but it was a toile. So I don't think in future I would count the toiles because they're toiles. And also I probably need to think about the things that aren't toiles that I've made that I want to wear. And I'm not, oh, that's lovely, isn't it, having the whole shadow down my face there. Oh, I love this time of year for filming. And some of the things, it's not that I don't want to wear them, I just haven't had anywhere to wear it yet, but their time will come. I know there's this lovely quote that I saw, it's like, make the outfit, the occasion will come, or something. So I've applied that philosophy. Well, there we go. What an interesting, lovely bit of stats, which I love. I feel like I could make a graph with this. If I do, I'll put it at the end. I'm that kind of girl. Okay, have a great time, and I'll catch you soon. If you don't already, please subscribe.